A new pack came out for The Sims this week, so we just got a giant new world, and I'm kind of thinking maybe today we should build a restaurant for it. Whenever we get new worlds, I'd like to try and make more community lots so I have like more of a reason to go visit it. Right now there's a wedding venue, an empty beach, and a lounge. All nice things, but I'd like to have like one extra reason to go visit it and like bring my Sims there on dates and stuff like that, and a restaurant feels appropriate. So let's get started building, shall we? So I came in here to this beautiful 30 by 30 empty lot in Tartosa. It has this perfect picturesque view of the ocean, and I thought, how can I make a wonderful, fancy Italian inspired restaurant? And I realized there is one place for my inspiration, and that is Olive Garden. So I was looking at pictures of Olive Garden as I was trying to build this. I'm dead serious. So I'm going for like cheesy American Italian family restaurant. Does that make sense? If you're not from here, or if you're unfamiliar with the idea of an Olive Garden, Olive Garden is a restaurant chain in the US famous for its unlimited breadsticks and what I presume to be microwaved pasta. So it's good. I haven't been in a while, but it's quite popular. People make fun of it a lot, obviously. When I was a kid, Olive Garden was like the fancy place. It's like affordable fancy, basically. Does that make sense? So it's like, oh my god, you graduated the 8th grade? Let's go to Olive Garden. Anyway, this video may be offensive to you if you are Italian, and for that I am so sorry. My friend, he's this CC creator called Little Dika. He was watching my stream when I did this, and he was like sending me inspo pics of real life Italian restaurants, like where he lives. And then I was like, yeah, that's fine, but I'm gonna do Olive Garden. And then he said, I have to leave. And he actually did leave. So he left because he was busy, but then he came back and was horrified again. So those of you in Italy, welcome to the video. I hope you like it. Feel free to subscribe. Anyway, it's not actually a bad restaurant. It's actually quite cute. I tried to go for like this stone with like the red terracotta tiles, lots of big windows. The outside has a lot of seating. This is actually quite a big restaurant. There's lots of outdoor tables, lots of places that have like really nice views of the water. So if you wanted to bring your Sims here, it's actually a good place to like take screenshots and stuff too. But also it's a nice place to come eat. I made the whole menu like all Italian type food. Unfortunately, I did use a few packs in this one. It's not just like base game dine out and this new pack, but it doesn't have like a million packs. I think it was mostly just a couple expansion packs that I used, and most of the exterior is base game and this wedding pack. So hopefully you can download it. If not, I'm so sorry. Truly, I'm sorry. I spent by far the most time on the exterior of this build. I think because that's the selling point, right? Like this is a really nice restaurant. The inside is nice too, but if you're gonna come here, like really you want to eat outside for the most part, you'll see it start to like slowly come together here. But I tried to have like these pergolas with seating. There's a fountain with seating around it. I mean, there's lots of different sections that have lots of different tables. There's also a bar outside. Like underneath that pergola, there's gonna be a bar, and then like in front and next to it, there's gonna be more tables for your Sims to sit. Like I'm telling you, there are so many spaces for your Sims to sit. There's like a balcony upstairs for your Sims to sit. I really put a lot of them. And I also try really hard to make like lots of different sizes of tables, because I know like for me personally, when I go out with my Sims to restaurants, I usually just take 2 Sims like on a date or something. But I also know that maybe you want to bring your Sims entire family. Probably kind of hard to make 8 Sims eat at a restaurant at once. They don't really work that well. So, do so at your own risk. But if for some reason you wanted to bring all 8 Sims to eat here, there are a couple big tables upstairs. I kind of had like the downstairs as the main dining room, and then upstairs there was a couple more specialty tables. There was like a big 8-seater table, and also like a little private dining room for 2 people. I kind of thought it would be cute to have like a little area that your Sims could possibly rent out if they wanted to get engaged and like have a nice private dinner with a pretty view through a window of the outside. So I made like a little private dining room. You'll also see I put a ton of like vines and stuff outside. There isn't a ton of landscaping. Like I'll add in some trees and stuff here in a minute, but for the most part, because the whole place is tiled, like there isn't really a lot of ground, like there isn't a lot of grass and stuff to plant things in. So it's mostly like vines on the building. There's some vines on the fence, like there's a couple trees around, but there isn't like bushes and flowers everywhere. Does that make sense to you? I don't know. I thought it looked right. It definitely is a trust the process kind of build though. Like maybe right now you're thinking this is ugly, Kayla. When are you gonna fix it? And to that I respond, soon. Don't worry, I'll get there, I swear. You'll see eventually also I end up putting a fountain in the front and in the back of this building. There's this huge fountain that comes from the new pack, and it looks really pretty, and I thought it was a nice like feature to have on the building. Plus I feel like it makes sense. It's a community lot, like they might have things like that. And also imagine if you came here and you had to, well, it won't happen in The Sims, but in real life, if you came here and had to wait for a table for a little bit, you would be like, oh, that's fine, I'll just go sit outside, and you could like sit on the bench or on the fountain and just like wait for 20 minutes for your table to be ready. I mean, that's perfect. In The Sims, you don't have to worry about that because there's never too many Sims. There's like not full tables ever. And also, you don't need to wait because all the waiting is done while you wait for your waiter to help you, not while you wait for a table to start. So maybe it's realistic a little bit in that sense, but Dine Out is not really the best pack. It's not the most functional pack, Dine Out. And neither is the Wedding Pack. So they're truly a perfect pair. You know, Dine Out doesn't work, the Wedding Pack doesn't work. Put them together and what do you have? Olive Garden is what you have. So oh my god. Anyway, I tried to use these toddler lights again. There's these really cute lights from the toddler stuff pack that I think are just adorable. So I tried to use those again in this build to make like a little lit up dining area. I feel like we really need more string lights like that in this game. I mean, we have a few different variants, but I think a lot of them are too big. Like we have lots of lantern type string lights in this game, but I like some more variants that are kind of similar to the ones from the toddler stuff pack. Just like ones for walls, ones that hang up. Like fairy lights in general, very popular, very trendy, very cute. It's good vibes. Like we always need more fairy lights. Just Sims, please hear me out. Fairy lights. Honestly, this wedding pack would have been a great chance to add in some more fairy lights, but I'm not surprised. The wedding pack would have been a great chance for a lot of things. And yet here we are. So whatever. I will say I was planning on making a different video. I wasn't planning on building a restaurant. That was my second choice, and here's why. Initially, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna build a wedding dress store. That'll be perfect. We can have this like beautiful boutique. I was kind of thinking about recreating something that was sort of a similar shape to the like city section of Tartosa, like the downtown area. I wanted to make like a sort of like terraced buildings sort of vibe, and then have like wedding dresses, like a store with the get to work retail system inside, so you could come in and like try on the mannequin's clothes and like actually buy your wedding dress in person instead of just doing it in cast. Anyway, you can't do that. You know why? Not because like the retail system is broken. It works fine. The mannequins work fine. The problem is that you can't download lots with mannequins off the gallery. It crashes your game. Now, you might not be having this issue, but I know that I am, and I have been for at least 4 months. At least I first noticed it in October, but when it happened to me on stream, my chat was like, no, that's been happening for ages. But I literally cannot download a lot that has mannequins in it. Whenever I try, the game instantly crashes. So if I tried to download like my own store that I had placed mannequins in, my game would crash and crash and crash and crash, and you couldn't place it. So I was like, there's no point in building a store that has mannequins in it if none of you can even place it. It's just so frustrating. And then what? Like I couldn't even place my own because if I tried to put it in a different save, it wouldn't work. Like it's just so dumb. So I was getting so irritated and I decided I couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with it. I was like, we will revisit the mannequin thing and the store thing if they fix that mannequin glitch, but I just could not bring myself to even try if it was gonna crash your games. I first noticed the glitch when I was doing shell tours like back in October, and one of my friends built this super awesome store, like a beach sort of store for Sulani, and I was trying to place it, and every time I tried to download it, my game instantly crashed. Like just instant download button, never mind, game's gone. Every time. I don't know why. I don't understand this glitch, but apparently it's just the mannequins. Like if there is a mannequin on the lot, you can't download it. And so my chat was like, oh, Kayla, just like build the wedding store, but don't put the mannequins in. And like, I don't really see a point in doing that because then what? Like you have to do it yourself if you want to use the store, and you have to put like the wedding clothes personally on all of them yourself every time you want to use it. Very annoying, very annoying. So I will make us a wedding store once they fix the stupid glitch and you can actually download the lot. But if you can't download it, what's the point? It just, Anyway, there are so many glitches surrounding this pack that are so beyond frustrating to me. Can you tell? I'm like thinking about it, I'm getting angry. Everything about this pack has just been a disaster, and this isn't even the pack's fault. Like, this is a get to work glitch. The retail thing with the mannequins is from Get to Work, the first pack for The Sims 4. Anyway, if you want to hear my thoughts on the wedding pack, I did make a review video, so I can link that for you down below. I'll put it at the end of the video too, so you can like click on it easily. And also, I mean, if you like hearing about The Sims, if you like watching Sims content and seeing Sims reviews, I do post Sims videos every day on YouTube, so you can feel free to subscribe if you're interested in that. I'm sorry, I need to calm down. I'm getting too worked up. Let's think positives. Positives, okay? Look how nice the trees from Debug are in this pack. Isn't that nice? Yes. Okay. Feel better yet, everybody? I know I keep doing this, but I'm stressed. This whole release has been a very stressful time for me. They keep doing things that stress me out. Anyway, I noticed I never use this little tiny fence that I put like around the pathways and stuff. I never use that fence, and I realized it's because the default swatch is like a kind of weird gray color, and it doesn't have as many lines in it. Like the little lines you can see that look like different tiles, it doesn't really have those. And so I don't often use this fence, but I feel like it looks really good next to the tile here. I'm kind of impressed, and I kind of want to use it again. Like now I'm like, if I do more builds that are a sort of similar style to this, that fence works really well. Also, these little planter boxes that I'm putting down outside, those are also from Debug of this pack, and I think they're really cute. I used them in this restaurant and also in the wedding venue that I built, and it's kind of a fun way to like add some landscaping up off the ground, because I didn't really want to put just like flowers everywhere. Like I wanted it to be a little bit neater, the landscaping on this one, and so I put these planters down, and I'm not super into the color of them. Like they're white and doesn't really work with the vibes of the building. Like nothing else is white, but it's fine. I accept it. And they're really useful for like other things. I'm probably going to use those a lot in other community lot type builds. Like you could put your tree in that. I feel like we need to have more planter type things for community lots, because that's so normal and so realistic, and we don't have a ton of options like that. So anyway, I'm always down for more landscaping, but EA, if you're listening to this, planters and fairy lights are your two takeaways here from this video today. I could give you a way longer list, but let's focus on one thing at a time. Today we're talking about planter boxes and fairy lights. Anyway, so we're kind of working on finishing up the furnishings outside. I just put in that bar I was talking about, and we're finally gonna move on to the inside of this building. Well, once I finish up some final little touches. It's never done, is it? We're just constantly adding on more things. I think the kitchen of this restaurant is probably what I most struggled with out of everything. So I think the kitchen of this is what I most struggled with out of everything. We'll get to that in a second. I think I always struggle with them though, because obviously in real life, the kitchens of restaurants are not pretty. They are not like fancy tiles. Like they're not really designed to look super cool. They're designed for like functionality and also like being up to code, but there is no code in The Sims. So like it doesn't really matter what they look like. So I kind of have this weird dilemma of like, should I go for realism in the kitchen, or should I still have it have like pretty tile? Like I don't know what I want to do. Anyway, the place also has 3 bathrooms. I put 1 downstairs and 2 upstairs. That's probably like way more than you actually need, but I had a lot of space to fill, so I was like, well, I'll just put some extras. So there's 3 bathrooms in here. I also kept trying to figure out a spot to get like some sort of woohoo spot in here. I didn't end up finding one. I realize this is kind of dumb. Like it's kind of ridiculous, but I was like, we need to have some sort of closet your Sims can woohoo in. I know it's kind of gross, but it was a priority. I did think a lot about it. I really was considering like different ways to add in a woohoo spot, because if you're gonna bring your Sims here on a date, I don't know, what if you want to like woohoo and cheat on your spouse with them here in it's an option that you have. So I was thinking about ways to add it in, but I didn't end up getting one. I'm so sorry. Up here on this little balcony, I wanted to get some seating, more seating, shocker for the restaurant. And I was trying to organize the seats so they all kind of had a view, because like the way this building is facing is like directly into the big ocean. It's like the perfect spot for the views up high looking over the water. So I wanted all of the chairs to have a good view, but I did kind of give up. I also probably could have fit more seats up there, but I didn't want it to be too crowded. I'm always worried about your Sims. Like when you're actually trying to do gameplay, there's like what's realistic in real life versus what's doable for my Sims in The Sims 4. Like what's going to confuse them, and can we avoid those confusing things? That's always the thought in the back of my mind. I hate to say it, but it's true. Oh my god, and the kitchen, I just want to apologize in advance. So you know how we have those metal counters from the base game? They're like a career reward from the cooking career. If you're like in the culinary chef whatever track, you can earn the little metal counters if you get promoted. Well, they don't match anything. They don't have matching upper cabinets, and they don't even match the dine out like chef stations, because they're like metal and black, but the dine out ones have like a more brushed metal look, and the ones from the base game are like really shiny. And so they look similar but slightly different, and I'm always like, what's the best thing to do? Do I just use these that are like slightly off, or do I just try and use a different one that matches completely differently? What is the better thing to do? I really don't know, and I always think about it and I never figure out what's the best option. And so I just want to apologize, because I realize the counters don't match perfectly, and I realize it's annoying, and I'm sorry for bringing it up, because maybe you didn't notice and now you're gonna stare at it and feel pain whenever you think about it, but that's how I feel. So at least now we're in this together, right? At least now you and I, we can suffer through this together. Anyway, the video is kind of getting close to the end here. I'm finishing up table layouts and like adding some more decor. There's not a ton of decor in the inside of this building. I did try and have like some paintings. All the tables have little candles on them. I mean, it's cute, it's functional, but I wasn't really sure what all to put on the walls, especially because there isn't a ton of wall space. Like most of the walls are covered in windows. And also, sort of dumb of me, but like the biggest windows are on the wrong side of the building. Like all the big windows are facing like the grass and not facing the ocean, which is not smart. I didn't really think that through. I probably in hindsight should have like flipped the side the kitchen is on, but here we are. This is what we got to work with, so it's happening. Oh my gosh, and the entrance. I think the most like stressful, weird thing that I went back and forth on was the entrance, like where you like come in and check in at the desk and like get taken to your table, because I wanted to make it look interesting, but I also wanted it to be functional, so I kept thinking like maybe I'll put it in a real counter, but if you do that, then the Sims can't use it, so it took me a long time to figure out what exactly I wanted to do with that, but I did get there eventually. Anyway, you get the picture. Like I said earlier, this whole thing was very much a trust the process kind of build. Lots of trial and error going on in here. It did take me a long time to figure it out. I also built this on stream. I do a lot of my building on stream. Whenever I post like a speed build video like this, I probably built the thing, like the house or whatever, on stream. So if you're interested in watching this kind of thing live, it will take me 3 hours instead of 20 minutes. But if you want to watch it, my name is just lilsimsie on Twitch. I'm live every single day. So if you ever want to come by, feel free. We play a lot of The Sims. Lots of building and also lots of gameplay. I have a legacy challenge I'm doing right now that I'm on the 10th generation of. So we're gonna start Not So Berry soon. Actually, that's a good point. You should follow now if you want to watch Not So Berry on Twitch, because I'm gonna start it really soon, like after I finish this current legacy, and I'm on Gen 10, so like soon. I'll have that link down below for you. And if you're watching this in the future, the point still stands. I mean, if you want to play The Sims with us live, you're welcome to join in. Anyway, we're just about done here with the whole building, so I think maybe I'll open up my game and I'll give you a quick tour. It's always easier to see like the build when it's in game instead of just watching my weird camera sped up spinning around. So let me get the game open really fast. Oh, first I have to re-enable my packs. I had them all disabled so that I could build a base game house. Let me just do that. Okay, here we go. Now I can show you. Honestly, my face cam position is not ideal because it's supposed to be on this lot directly behind my head. There's a 30 by 30 empty lot right behind my face. That's where it goes. On the gallery, it is called Garden of Olives. It's like Olive Garden, but fancier. It uses cottage living, university, get to work. What from get to work did I use? Oh, the sign. Duh. Sorry, my bad. Obviously, my wedding stories. Jungle adventure, but only for the plants. Dine out because it's a restaurant, and also toddler stuff because of the lights. And this is the finished product. I won't lie, I'm kind of happy with this one. I think it's quite cool. There is one small thing that I should warn you about. I put the sign in the wall. I think you can maybe tell a little bit right here. But I sized the sign up and put it in the wall and then just closed it off. Ignore it. Don't worry about it. I had good reason. I wanted the sign to be bigger, and so I did. I did try to put a curtain there so you couldn't see it, but you can still see it. So sorry about that. But on the outside of the building, if you come to the left here, there's like a nice long pathway that goes down the side. And in this area, there's like a little section of some small tables and a fountain. I mean, look, it's not the ocean, but even the view from here is actually really nice. Like, look at the mountains and stuff. And then on this side, we have these seats that have a view of the water. This is a very nice area with the lights and everything. There's also a bar outside. There's some more tables. There's a balcony upstairs with more tables and an even better view. I think maybe these have the best view though. I can't get over this. It's so nice. So when you first walk in, this is that like main entrance area. This is what I settled on for like the organization of those waiter stands. I think it works. And also this is kind of cute, the little archway to walk through. And when you actually come into the room, we have the menu on the wall and there's all these pretty tables. We have this awesome tile, the fancy green curtains. Back here through these glass doors, you can see the kitchen. Again, wasn't sure about the kitchen layout, but I think it's functional, so it works just fine. There is one small, oh no, oh God, fail. There was a messed up wallpaper, my bad. Anyway, there is a small bathroom downstairs, but upstairs there are 2 more small bathrooms, a couple small tables, one big table for those like bigger parties. This is that little like date room I was talking about. They kind of have like a little private corner off to the side to have the little date table at, and that's the whole building. I think it's quite nice. If you're looking for a restaurant, it has like a fully prepared menu. It's got, you know, pizza, Italian meatballs, and whatnot. So if you need your Sims to get some Italian food, the option is here for you. And like I said, if you like Sims videos and stuff, I post them all the time, so feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Do you know what? This voiceover took me embarrassingly long to do. I had to keep stopping and repeating myself. What is wrong with me?